Far out in the Atlantic, the USS Orion was running a routine training exercise when something unexpected flashed across the sonar. Lieutenant Mark Ramos frowned. "Captain, you'll want to see this." Captain Sarah Bennett leaned over the screen. A large metallic shape rested on the seafloor, too big for debris, too smooth for rock. "Launch the drone," she ordered. Moments later, the underwater cameras lit up a ghostly silhouette, a perfectly preserved airplane, resting where no flight had ever been reported missing. Naval historian Dr. Emily Chin joined the crew at the monitor. "There's no record of a crash here," she said quietly. The faded logo on the fuselage hinted at a 1960s airliner that had vanished without a trace. Bennett authorized a dive. As the team reached the wreck, they realized something was wrong. The cockpit wasn't sealed by corrosion. It had been clamped shut from the outside. Someone had locked it deliberately. Inside, instead of remains, they found a bolted safe. When it was hauled aboard and opened, everyone fell silent. Inside lay photographs, coded documents, and a passenger manifest filled with names that didn't match any known flight: scientists, diplomats, and intelligence officers from the height of the Cold War. As researchers dug deeper, clues hinted that the flight wasn't civilian at all. It was a covert mission. A briefcase chained to a seat contained encrypted messages, and an odd mechanical device later identified as an early data storage unit. Then came the pilot's hidden letter, a confession that he'd been forced to fly under threats to his family. He feared the mission wasn't legal and begged whoever found the plane to tell the truth. Forensic teams discovered secret radio equipment in a concealed compartment, gear once used to communicate with a Soviet spy vessel. The crash was no accident. It was the final act of a secret operation codenamed Eden's Vault, meant to transport rare biological samples during the Cold War. When the wreck was finally lifted from the depths, the crew uncovered sealed containers marked with biohazard symbols. Inside were fragile samples of an extinct plant once studied for its potential to cure disease, a discovery that reignited global debate over who owned the genetic treasure. As the world learned of the Orion's find, Captain Bennett addressed the press. "We didn't just recover a plane," she said. "We recovered a piece of history, proof that truth can stay buried for decades, but not forever." The mission that began as a training exercise ended as a revelation. A lost flight, a forgotten secret, and the reminder that even in the silent depths, history still speaks.